The journey of the demiclan company started at the end of 2005 when the Italian leading personal care contract manufacturer called Safosa, in order to offer to its customers very competitive cost while retaining top quality and service standards, decided to move to Slovakia the production of toothpaste by acquiring the local personal care manufacturer demiclan. A year later, the company started to build a new plant in an area of 40,000 square meters in Levice, dedicated to toothpaste manufacturing. From January 2008, the new Slovak plant started producing leading brands for European and global customers. Since then, the factory experienced a significant growth rate: 110 million units in 2008, 180 million units in 2009, 250 million units in 2010. During 2010, started the erection of the second division devoted to the contract manufacture production of hair and skin products, and then continued the growth. 320 million units in 2011, 370 million units in 2012, and 410 million units last year, and also the customer portfolio is becoming more and more significant. From 2008 till 2011, quality, medical device, GMP, as well as several other specific certifications were achieved. The successful cooperation with GSK initiated in 2007, when after the closing of a long-term contract, a joint team was set up in order to assess the feasibility and the potential to relocate a significant part of GSK portfolio to the demiclan plant.
I still remember when in 2007 the joint team was briefed and challenged to discuss and plan the transfer of the first 14 formulation and 50 SKUs, 27 million pieces, during the year 2009. In 2008, after one full year of laboratory tests, pilot, semi-industrial, industrial trial to fine-tune and validate process and equipment in Levice, quite different from the one using GSK facilities, finally, at the beginning of 2009, production started. Each new making and filling process implemented in the last 5 years had to be validated by a joint team GSK demiclan as per GSK requirement. From 2009 to date, 60 GSK formulations were transferred or new formulation directly implemented in Levice. Last but not least, May this year, we finally received the green light for non-aqueous formulation. From the 27 million pieces of 2009, this year we will produce 260 million units for GSK. Today in Levice we are producing more than 150 toothpaste formulation and 250 formulation for cosmetic division. The plan for this year is to produce 450 million units with more than 1,500 SKUs.
The project went live in January 2009, when the first batch of Aquafresh milk tea was produced at the Levice plant. I still remember more or less 1 year later, when in January 2010 we celebrated the 1000 batch. Since the beginning, more than 30,000 batches and 750 million units were successfully produced by Levice factory for GSK. During 2013 and the first month of this year, Levice factory went through the tricky process of acquisition by GSK and integration. The commitment from joint integration team in terms of driving for the key GSK expectation over the last months has been phenomenal. Great focus on operational basics, as well as great willing to start efficient integration into the new GSK way of working was shown. Well, let's now take the opportunity to go through our process.
Let's start from our pilot plant facilities, where in cooperation with R&D department of our customers we fine-tune and optimize formulation and process parameters to ensure the quality of our production fully meets the customer expectations. Moving to the plant, the process starts with the receipt and storage of the necessary raw and packing materials stored in our warehouse. Meanwhile, all the specific quality controls are executed and material become available for production. This with the exception of tubes and other plastic components produced in hole-in-the-wall or door-to-door facilities and fed in real time to our packing lines by our partner Tubest, Serioplast and Taplast. The next step is dispensing area, where the small ingredients are prepared in the required quantities to be dosed during the process whereas the bulk chemicals are automatically transferred and those to the mixers via very flexible powder handling and liquid handling facilities. The whole plant is managed via an integrated MES system responsible to manage field automation as well as process control, material product traceability throughout the entire manufacturing process and real-time interface with SAP ERP to guarantee full traceability and update of our inventory from quality and quantity standpoint. Samples are taken for chemical and physical analysis, and following their successful completion, bulk can be released for filling. The bulk is then transferred from mixers directly into movable tanks using a pipeless approach and transferred to the filling lines, ensuring the required flexibility. Filling in mono, duo, 3-phase tube, sealing, coating, primary, secondary packaging, and palletizing represents the final step to our toothpaste manufacturing. In addition to the thousands of quality controls done daily during the different production steps, the entire process from material receipt to finished product dispatch is controlled by our quality specialists of Central Quality Lab, working on a different shifts and using most sophisticated laboratory instruments like, amongst others, gas chromatography, ion chromatography, atomic adsorption, high pressure liquid chromatography, UV, infrared spectrophotometry. More than 300 chemical analyses and 400 microbiological analyses are done on a daily basis. The success of this project is due to many factors: open communication and transparent cooperation between GSK and demiclan, very structured project team in place, strong team commitment and dedication with a clear can-do attitude, flexibility to translate new customer requirements into demiclan way of working, open mindset to challenge the status quo and consider alternative options, adopting simple solutions to complicated problems with a pragmatic industrial approach.
What comes on your mind when you hear demiclan?
A very reliable supplier, one of our top suppliers within our external network, and someone that I can always rely on when I need answers to questions and when I need help in a difficult situation in terms of service.
Which is your concept of service?
My concept of service, my background has been in customer service, and my concept of service is that you do the best that you can to represent your customer on the site that you're working on. And I feel that the people here at demiclan really do that for us, and that's what works for me.
How do you estimate the level of service provided by demiclan?
It's an excellent level of service that we get from demiclan. It's a difficult market because there are lots of different customers with different requirements that demiclan has taken on, dealing with not just European markets but with international markets, and the different requirements and the different backgrounds that those have. And I think that they've really developed as a site.
What is unique on demiclan, according to you?
I think uniqueness is the two different cultures that have come together. So the Italian culture and the Slovak culture, and how the two have blended really well. And then obviously we've come in with our English way of working as well. And I think all of those things together make it very unique.
What have you learned from demiclan?
I've learnt how it's possible to build up from learning from each other. When we came in here, we had one way of doing things, and demiclan were able to show us different ways of doing things, and I think that's been a key thing for us. We've taken lots of learnings and implemented those on our sites, and obviously I hope that you've been able to do the same at your sites. Take some of the things that we do, take the best of everything, and and make it work for all of us.
Thank you.
Almost 5 years after startup of production for GSK, we are delighted to celebrate not just the success of a project fully in line with the original plan, but also, I think, a mutual learning process. We in Levice learned a lot in the manufacturing of top quality toothpaste, and we have for sure enhanced our GMP system, process and procedures. GSK, I believe, realized that there is an alternative cosmetic way to manufacture high quality toothpaste, offering in the meanwhile a great service and the capacity to manage a lot of MPIs. We are fully aware that we are not at the end of the journey to fully exploit the capacity of GSK factory, either in terms of volumes or end-to-end service requirements. And we will strive to deliver in the future even more than in the past, exploiting also all the experience of the last 10 years working as a contract manufacturer with and for the main global multinational in fast-moving consumer goods market. As in the past, we believe our success factor will still be the capacity to maintain and even improve the robustness of our processes, keeping a clear focus on the main values and imperatives such as quality, safety, service and cost efficiency. But above all, remember that we can only win for our people.